Rylan, you've listened to the podcast to know Fry Guy. Fry Guy, you've listened to the podcast to know enough to know how this goes. Don't screw it up.
Welcome to Still Doing Happy Hour.
Ooh, look at that.
Welcome. I thought you were going to do it, Hayes. Welcome to episode 146 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. I'm not showing my face tonight because we're down and out tonight, but we're battling through adversity. We've got Hayes Holla, and Hayes, I'll let you give a special introduction to our highlighted guest tonight.
All right, let me see if I can do this right. Like a introductory to a special speaker at a not a funeral procession, but more like what's the thing that you do at a graduation? What's that called?
Commencement.
Okay.
Commencement. Yeah.
So hailing from Jacksonville, North Carolina, via Donaldson, Tennessee, we have Fry Guy. And Fry Guy was a college basketball player. Look at the shirt he's got on. I mean, that says it all. We couldn't have planned this any better.
No.
We also sit right next to each other. And from what I know about Fry Guy so far, how long have we known each other?
Man, 6 months. It's still fresh.
Has it been 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
Outside of Fry Guy being how old are you? 20, 21, 22?
22. I'm 22.
Yeah,
yep.
22. Outside of him being having a tremendously bright future ahead of him because of his people skills and smarts and hard work ethic, the guy's just really fun to be around. And I believe he said, and I quote, "I've never been least productive until I started sitting next to you." But we're really good. I don't know if that's a compliment.
We have a good time. And I don't know that it's always the most productive. Well, we work. We work
hard and we play hard. But Fry Guy, correct me if I'm wrong. You're pretty new into the sneaker game.
I'm fresh. I'm still an infant, if you will. I'm still pretty fresh. Just recently got my first pair of Jordans. Just recently got really into my first pair of Dunks, my first pair of Mac Attacks. You know what I mean? It's a pretty fresh thing for me. Yeah.
Okay, but it seems like you went really hard, really fast.
I did. It's like cocaine. I mean, I went all in all of a sudden.
So it's like a meth. It's like a meth thing.
It's an addiction. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if Mason left because he had to poop.
I do not envy the pipes in that toilet right. Oh, he's back.
Okay. I'm still here. I'm just backstage. Don't worry.
Oh man.
No offense taken.
So look, Fry Guy. As far as interns go, Fry Guy's got a lot going for him. Like I said, look how attractive he is. He looks like a young, taller Harry Potter. What are you, like 6'7"?
Yeah, yep, right around there. Yeah.
Okay,
6'9" on a good day. Yeah.
Wow. 6'9" in the G League.
Yep.
Okay, so he's tall, he's handsome. He's a North Carolina fan. His shoe game has gone from 0 to 100 really fast. He's got a lot going for him. But let me tell you this. Let me look me right in the eyes.
I'm there.
This is far from a given.
Okay, that's good to know.
You know that?
Wait, what are we talking about?
The internship.
Okay. That's right. I'm interviewing for it.
Look at me. You think you're going to come on here and you're going to weasel your way around, and just because I like you a little bit means you just get to have the position? It's not like that at all, buddy. Your ass is grass. Do you hear me?
That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm going to take this very seriously. I know that there's some qualifications I need to pass.
There are. So that's going to be a lot of this conversation. You shut up and you listen. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You listen to me when I'm talking to you. Okay. So in order to, what do you know about our past interns? Let's start there.
Well, I listened to, I guess it was episode 144, 145, where he was on. He was on, and it was whenever you were out of commission, Panama. He was on, and it was it wasn't the greatest episode I've heard, I have to say.
What do you mean by that?
Not a whole lot of sneaker talk, a lot about golf, and a lot about it just wasn't. It was missing something. I feel like I'm kind of competing with this other intern. That's kind of how it feels right now. I feel like just based on that last podcast, I have a leg up already, and I'm confident about that.
So basically, you're saying you have a leg up on a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, right? Who's
same age.
He's probably about 5'10",
and so I have a big leg up. Yeah,
you have a height advantage, and you have so far you have more sneakers than he's ever had.
There you go.
Okay, that's okay. I'll
write that down.
Okay. All right, that's good. So far, you're doing good. Well, let me just be very honest with you, and because the other guys aren't on here, and Mason is flu gaming it, and he could disagree, but I would say so far in the 4 years of our intern program, the other interns, they're B plus.
B plus. Okay. Now, how many other interns are there?
3.
Okay. So this is an experienced program. Like I might have some qualifications for you guys.
You don't have crap. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna shut up. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Mr. Slim.
So, where did the name Fry Guy come from? How?
You tell me. You made it. I have absolutely no idea.
Fry Guy came from this. Okay, this
on episode 143. I was referred to as Fry Guy.
Man, you are. Wow.
I did my research.
Episodes.
I did my research.
Well, here's how this happened. He has gotten double. If you don't watch on the YouTube, what you tell it since you listen to this podcast. If you're not listening on the YouTube,
all right, go ahead. You tell it, even though you just told me to tell it. Go ahead.
No, stop listening to this elsewhere. Go to the YouTube so you can see that he's double fisting Capri Suns.
Roaring waters, baby. Roaring waters.
Oh man. Okay, so basically, Fry Guy kind of goes like this. I try to be very protective of my outside business endeavors, specifically related to what I would call my government job.
Yep.
And to do that, sometimes I go the other direction. And I play it really safe, and I assume everybody wants that. And so randomly, we're just talking. I'm trying to describe Coop Clean.
Yep.
Cowboy
AKA
Coop.
Cowboy Coop, AKA Cowboy Colin, as of 142, referred to as Cowboy Colin.
Good grief, man. I can't believe you know this.
Hey, I'm in the Army, I have to say. I mean, I've been dedicated since I started listening. I have not missed an episode. I mean, it's become almost like a religious
do not say that. That is a tick mark. We do not compare this to that. That is bad.
Okay, this has almost become like a cult-like. It's become like a cult-like.
Oh, that's also on the negative.
Strike two.
We got some positives, so we got some negatives.
At least you know I'm dedicated.
You're coming off as quite a bit arrogant. X. Check. So anyway, I'm just sitting here and I'm trying to describe. By the way, forgive me. I'm out in my sunroom and in Nashville, Tennessee right now. What's the temperature?
Cold.
It's cold as crap. I'm so cold. So if I'm shivering a little bit, it's because I'm actually shivering a little bit. Okay, so anywho, but I was like, okay, I want to be respectful of people and their outside business activities. And so you might not want to know who you really are. And that just popped in my head. I was like, Fry Guy. Turns out as I was like backtracking, trying to figure out why I said that, did you know Fry Guy is one of the bosses in Mario Brothers 2?
There you go. I think that's Shy Guy.
Is it Shy Guy?
I think you're wrong, and I think it's Shy Guy. Yeah.
Well, that's a damn shame.
But you're close, and it's in the same ballpark, so I'll count it.
Listen, don't ever correct me. X.
I'm sorry, Mr. Slim. I'm sorry.
All right. So that's where Fry Guy came from. Was I was just trying to be respectful of you, and if you want to call us by your government name, you're welcome to. But Fry Guy's pretty dope.
Yeah, let's go with and if you just want to in conversation refer to me as Fry, that's fine.
Fry.
I'm okay with either. Yeah.
Is that what your parents call you?
When they call me, yep.
Okay, when they call you Fry. Okay. All right. So we're gonna hit you with some just standard issue intern questions, and we'll just see where this goes. Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So Fry Guy, what do you feel like you offer in this potential position?
What do I feel like I offer in this position?
What do you bring
I feel like
to the table?
Yeah, for sure. A fresh mindset, again, new to the sneaker game. I've got maybe some fresh ideas coming in, not a whole lot of experience, just very baseline. But that being said, I'm being trained by a wise expert in the field, right? Panama Slim himself is kind of walking me through what the sneaker world entails and what that looks like. That's one big thing I have going for me. I'm being trained from the ground up from the man himself. You know what I mean? And so that, yeah, it's been a big deal. Even though the man himself, he's the same age as my dad and oftentimes acts my age.
Respect.
Here we are. And it's kind of where we're at this point. Yeah. Is that good enough?
Or your dad? That's great. Okay. I feel like that was a softball answer now that I think about it. I didn't even mean to. So you've got 3 pairs of sneakers so far, which is really solid, more solid than any other intern we've ever had. Okay. Basically, the other interns just purely made it on the intern list based on the relational value.
Okay.
Not there's anything wrong with that, because they were great. Love those people. The first one, though, has really fallen off, but nonetheless, who cares?
You hate on the first intern all the
He was terrible. He's terrible. He doesn't listen to this.
B+.
He had more growth sneaker-wise than Bodie did, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, have you heard from him since?
No.
No, we were just a stepping stone to his next big adventure, and who the heck knows what that is? Because he ain't doing crap. I'm not wrong. Okay, so anywho, Mason, do you have any follow-up question to that or anything?
No, I was halfway listening, so I didn't hear the initial question.
Mason, he's battling for his life right now. He's on the toilet.
Look, I'm going through
He's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting for it.
Mason, do you have a bidet?
If I did, I'm not going to finish that question.
Okay, good.
This isn't the time for one. It's shooting everything back up.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just like getting recycled. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so the 3 shoes that you have, I'll use a clean word, acquiesced up to this point. Yep. Tell us about that and how that happened and why.
All right. It first started with the Dunk Low. It is my first real introduction to this. Actually, it started with my brother. Shout out to my brother. He's on the live chat listening in right now.
Oh, tell him to send questions. If any of the people that are listening have questions.
There you go. Live chat. If you've got questions coming through, feel free to fire away.
Mason, help us out with that.
Yeah, I got you.
He got me into it. It was actually, he pulled up the pair of dunks. It was some kind of university blue dunks, not a traditional pair. It's I don't know what you would call them, but athletic department. That's what they are. Regardless of any of that, he pulled them up and was like, "Man, I would love to get these shoes." And I said, "Well, you don't have any money, and I do, and so I'll buy them." So then I bought them for myself, and here we are now. I have those. So that's how I got my first pair. Love them. They're great. I then got a pair of Jordan 3s, and that was after really getting into this thing, after I think we had already moved seats to where we were sitting by each other, and you kind of introduced me a little bit further into the world. Got the Jordan 3s, the Palominos, love them. I'm a big earth tone guy. That's one thing to know about me. I'm a big earth tone guy. There was another. Who else is on here that is a big earth tone guy as well? Isn't there somebody?
Most of us are big earth. I'm a big earth tone guy, right?
All right, beautiful.
Landon's pretty earth tone, right?
That or I don't know. He's got some Easter vibes
hiking
too.
Oh yeah,
he's all over the place.
He can dabble.
Okay. Well, it's the so Palominos. Those are probably like my favorite of the three. I mean, they're just they're threes, and so they're nice shoes. And then I got it's just very traditional black and white Mac Attacks, and they're good, just to wear. They can pretty much go with anything. That's why I like them anyways. And so if you remember Panama Slim, we were looking at those gray ones, and unfortunately those didn't pan out. My biggest hurdle in this game is my shoe size. So I wear a size 14, and it's tough to get them in stock, and that's the biggest thing for me.
That is tough.
So I couldn't get the grays, but I got the black and white ones, and so that's typically what I'm wearing if I'm not wearing the threes or anything else. So that's my introduction. That's kind of where I'm at right now. My fiance, she recently got engaged. She said I kind of need to hold off for a while. She said I kind of got in too quick, and I need to take a break for a little while. So. Hopefully, beginning of 2024, I'll jump back in, get maybe one or two more pairs, and see where we go from there.
Man, so solid. Let me tell you, there's a core value that we have on this podcast, Fry Guy, that you've probably heard and know well, and that is it's 100%. I'm really trying to figure out.
That's the core value.
100%.
I'm trying to think of not of a less degrading way to say what I want to say, and that is it's family over shoes. Let's just say it like that.
Okay. Yeah.
You always go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the world is telling you, buy the new fancy thing, Fry Guy. Buy it. You can do it.
Yep.
You always go with your family, right, Mason?
Yeah, 100%.
Every time. So good for you. Start off early.
Okay, great.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What do you feel like are some of your weaknesses and deficiencies outside of you being a 14, like a size 14?
Yeah. Again, it comes down to experience. I would say, so we've known each other, Panama, for the last 6 months. But, I really haven't got into this thing. And since probably September, is really whenever I jumped in, maybe early October. So I'm still learning. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm still kind of jumping in, getting set, and trying to figure out my way in this crazy industry. You know what I mean? So.
And is it crazy?
I know, ebbs and flows.
It feels like every day somebody's trying to smack you in the face with the newest shoe that just is a piece of crap.
And that's what it seems like.
Well, speaking of smacking in the face and your recent pair of Mac Attacks, have you guys seen the news about John McEnroe and yelling at and cussing out Travis on that Zoom call?
Oh,
you got to check that out.
I didn't hear about that.
Hilarious.
So should I be burning my shoes? Is that what you're telling
hilarious.
Me?
Okay. No, they're dope shoes.
McEnroe just gets like super mad because he wanted to he wanted to call it the Cactus Mac.
Yeah.
And Travis Scott told him it sounds like a cheeseburger.
And then Travis Scott
yelling at him.
Then Travis Scott went to the Nike headquarters and spray painted graffiti over the John McEnroe bus. Did you see that, Mason?
I did not know that.
So they had beef. There's some beef. See, that's the other thing. I mean, like I'm not super aware of like all this kind of tension going on in the shoe industry. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. You know what I mean? There's a lot to learn.
Okay, that's really bad.
That I don't know that, or that I'm willing to learn is kind of what I'm saying. I'm coachable.
I mean, you're definitely coachable, but your limited knowledge is really coming through.
Again, that's where I said that's my biggest weakness, and I called it out right from.
But you were straighthtforward about it. You're very.
It's a shock to you at this point. You haven't been listening.
Yeah,
and that's just what I have to say.
I'm not surprised. I'm very upset about that.
It's okay.
It's definitely a negative on the cons.
Okay. Next question. Do we have more? Or?
We got lots of questions.
Okay, great.
What do you feel like the Still Dripping Happy Hour is missing?
Oh, is missing. Man, what? Oh, one thing. I don't know if it's something we can change, Mason, but for example, you're on the toilet and you're hurting right now. There needs to be a way to kind of transition the host if need be. You're in a position where this probably isn't best for you right now. And so if we're able to say, hey, Panama Slim, let's take it over for the day. Mason, I love you on the pod, and I feel like you're like the ringleader of this whole thing. But if you're out there crapping bricks, you don't need to worry about hopping on a podcast for an hour, right? You need to worry about just taking care of business and get to bed. So you got kids to take care of, you got priorities, and so that would probably be my one thing. Other than that, I mean, there's not much missing here. I mean, let's be honest. It's a family podcast. It's a shoe podcast. It's everything anybody would want coming to this kind of platform.
Man, I feel like you're kissing our butts, and that is almost an X.
I'm not kissing butts. Hey, have you guys read my review? I mean, I put out a review out there, and I feel like
Mason, it's on Apple. It's on Apple, Mason. He told me. He told me yesterday.
Hang tight. I'm going to check.
Another thing is,
I think you're full of crap,
by the way.
now.
No, it's so rich. I was there.
I put it on there.
I was there when he did it. It's legit.
Okay.
That's
because we both chat GPT.
Here's the other thing, though. I feel like I know a lot more about Mason and Landon than maybe they already know about me. I mean, I know the poems thing, and they're kind of a part of that. Tragic Bananas, same thing there. So there are like key pieces that I'm kind of aware of that now we can kind of put the puzzle together and fill in the gaps. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a piece of this as well.
You're doing really solid here. Like, I really want to give you a lot of crap. Do you remember the name of this skeleton?
No, I don't actually. See, that skeleton.
Right, I don't.
That skeleton hasn't made an appearance since like 140 or 141, like early on. You haven't mentioned it.
Episodes. It's Poncho.
And so it's okay. There you go, Poncho.
Come on, man.
And now it's stuck. It's stuck.
I didn't remember that. So sorry.
How could you guys not remember Poncho?
Again, it's been a while since I've seen him. It was a Halloween episode. That's what it was.
But you're not exactly telling all the truth, because we just had this conversation just yesterday on a walk up a hill. And that conversation went like this. We're really struggling with our social media presence.
I forgot about that. That's
Talk
one
to us
thing.
about your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I think that is the goal here, and maybe I'm wrong. Is the goal here to get more viewers and to grow the podcast, or what's the thoughts behind that?
Mason, what do you think?
I guess. I mean, in a roundabout way, yeah, sure.
Here's the deal: like, if that's the end goal, and just saying, hey, let's like reach out to more people. Let's start to build a little community. There's got to be some more interaction on the social side. What I was telling Panama Slim was, I go to my Explore page, and it's just a bunch of shoe profiles doing cop or drop and like having interactions with people scrolling. I think that would be a good implementation of you guys throwing on there a pair of shoes, like the new pair of Jordans or whatever. And it's like, oh, would you cop or drop these? And then maybe you guys can put your input, like, oh, Panama Slim, drop, Mason, cop. So then it's kind of a little bit interactive. You get some more clicks and some more notices by people out there. That I'm not a social media guy. I don't know how all this works, but it's a suggestion at least.
Fry guy, so are you saying that you're not good at that?
I was going to sign you up before you said that.
Oh, so it may be a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's a damn shame if you're not good at it, because we're gonna need you.
Well, I've kind of.
I'm kidding.
Before I say anything, who's in charge of it right now?
We're the only two that have. We're the only ones that have posted anything for about 3 years. It's not personal because listen,
this is not our day job.
We are
for a reason.
Number one, it's not our. We have government jobs, remember? And you know that because I'm sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, neither of us particularly care about the social thing. We realize that is necessary in the world that we're in 2023, almost 2024. Yeah. But neither of us enjoy it or like it. Okay. And so it really takes obviously that is a big hurdle to overcome, especially since there's two other of us that have not posted in years.
Okay. I have one last big piece of feedback, and I'm in alignment with Cowboy Coop on this one. The transition to what's in the box has got to be like 1 or 2 seconds longer. It's got to be, and that's like top priority. That has to be top priority. I mean, it's there for me. I mean, I almost am like I need to click the skip 15 seconds button to just get past it. I mean, it's that tough for me at least. For me. Yeah.
Mason,
now that you mentioned,
what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I do agree. It's a little abrupt.
It's abrupt.
I guess I've kind of grown fond to it.
Okay, so it's almost like for the bit. It sounds like.
Yeah. Now it kind of is.
Okay.
I do have a question though, following up on the 15 seconds. When you're listening on. You normally listen to the podcast, right? You're not on YouTube.
That's right. I'm a podcaster
also
and a commute kind of guy. But here's what I like to do.
Just press play on the YouTube.
No. Here's what I like to do.
We need the views. Sound really like and are you even subscribed? Are you a subscriber?
I am a subscriber. Yes.
Dang it.
Here's and I'm following on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I mean, I'm committed to this thing.
This guy.
I'm in. What? Oh no, I just forgot. I don't remember what I was gonna say. I completely lost it. Never mind. If it comes back,
you listen.
Oh yes.
How you listen to the podcast.
Okay, so I'm listening to the podcast. What's fun about it is you guys start talking about a shoe, and then I'm trying to Google the shoe and find the shoe you're talking about. So it's almost like an Easter egg hunt every single episode. It's like adds a little bit of thrill to it.
Such a great.
Where you guys are like the blah, 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 whatever kind of shoe. And I'm like, oh, I need to try to see what they're talking about. So then I'm searching through the interwebs and trying to figure it out. And it adds another like level to the experience for me.
Oh, that's great. Hey, that's great feedback. Here, Friday.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
So when you're listening to the podcast, what speed are you listening on?
1x. I want to hear everything to its entirety. I mean, I'm not trying to speed anything up. I get one a week, and I'm trying to enjoy it while I can. You know what I mean? I need to savor it.
What else is in your podcast library?
Oh gosh. So it's that. Oh, the Locked On Titans podcast. I listen to that daily. Really, that's it. I mean, it's you two. You're my top most listened podcast at the moment.
Wow. We need a Spotify rap.
You got to have better. You need to have much better standards.
I mean, I'll listen to Rogan occasionally. I'll listen to Huberman, but it's not like a consistent week-to-week basis. Like it is still Drippin' Happy Hour, and it is Locked On Titans on a week-to-week basis, and that's it. Everything else is just kind of how I'm feeling in that moment. Yeah.
Pop
you guys
quiz.
Have made it.
Pop quiz. If I was going to tell you to go search the Jordan 30, what would you type into your search bar?
If you were to tell me to go search Jordan 30, I would probably go search Jordan 30.
You wouldn't do the Jordan XXX?
No, I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't, especially on your work computer. You're very smart. It's true. Look, I'm not trying to be funny. It's actually.
Have you guys run into that in the past?
No,
yeah, when it came out.
But when it came up, when it first came out, we did run into that some.
Have we not gotten any live questions or anything from the chat?
No, we haven't gotten any comments
pieces
yet.
of crap. You should stop listening. How about that?
Man, I'm one roaring waters down. I'm on my second now.
All right, let's move on. No, you already answered that pretty much. Okay, rapid fire. This is gonna be rapid fire. We want quick answers. Don't
like one word.
One word or a sentence.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Crocs?
Bad. Do you want further or just like initial reaction?
A little bit. What do you mean bad?
I mean, they're nice for leisure. You can flip them in sport mode and go play pickup in them. But other than that, I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, they're nice to wear if I've got to go out to the dumpster, if I've got to go and mow the lawn. But other than that, I'm not going to wear them. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you own a pair of Crocs?
I do. I have a white pair of Crocs, and they're the dirtiest pairs of Crocs you could probably ever see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird choice.
And I've got what are the buttons called on them? Like the things you can put in it? Gibbet? A gibbet?
What do I call
We've talked about that.
What do I call Mason? Giblets?
Plibble?
It's
You call it a
which is
plibble?
I don't call it a plibble. That's a different conversation for another day. I think I call them giblets, which I think is a faux pas. Like, I don't think you're supposed to say that word.
I used to call them that, and then Landon told me not to, and
Yeah,
and the guy from church told me not to.
Okay.
Let
There
me
you go.
ask this, since your dad and I are the same age. Does your dad own a pair of Crocs?
He does, and they're camo. So
Oh, they're camo?
yeah, they're camo.
Oh, your dad's dope. I've met your dad once. Isn't your dad a
Oh,
pastor?
look.
Let's
Yeah, he is. So my dad
Listen,
sent
Mason,
me
his
a
dad is a
my
pastor.
dad sent me a meme. Look, this is what my dad sent me talking about. Can you guys read this? Or is it blurry? He's talking about
Come
Mason's
back a little
pipes.
bit. Go back a little bit. Go back. I think my neighbor had Taco Bell. He just sent that to you?
Yeah.
Is he listening to this podcast?
He is. Yeah,
Oh my
I'm telling you.
goodness, your dad is listening to this? He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
that guy works with you. He's a moron. I did meet him, and I got a Carolina hat on. Look at this old.
That saves it. That saves
This
it.
is a really old Carolina hat.
Vintage. Wait, what were we talking? Oh, Crocs. Are we going
Wait,
back to
crap!
rapid
Wait
fire?
a second. I think I said at least 2 cuss words. Crap.
I'm sure he's never heard them before.
I think
actually.
it's a first.
That's not the point. The point is I'm ashamed. All right.
Where's your witness, Hayes?
Touche. All right, keep going.
You're asking the questions. What do you mean keep going?
On clouds. What's
On
your
class.
view on
Next
clouds?
one.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Why not?
I don't like the sole. That's the biggest issue for me, and that's maybe it's just a preference thing. I don't mind the colors. I mean, me and Panama Slim's higher up wears some
two
daily.
of our
daily.
higher ups.
Oh, true, actually. And our immediate higher up, the green ones aren't a bad color. The earth tone one is not a bad color either. But the soul is what does it for me. Where I'm not a fan.
Mason, I got to tell you this quick story that the higher up that's 3. I think. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fry guy.
With the Air Maxes?
Yes. Mason, listen to this story. Hey, this is outside the box moment. So this this person walks up to us he walks up to me last Monday or Tuesday. It was like, Hayes. And he's like super excited. He's like, what do you think about my new shoes? And
Is this the same guy that always says this question?
No. Somebody else. He says, you mean the exact same shoe that you had before, but it's just a couple other colors on? It's an Air Max 90 that is not there's anything wrong with that. I like the Air He had the exact same shoe that was like
it was just
had a
different
little
colors.
bit of green on.
It was even the same kind of color. It was like still like a brown.
Base.
Yeah.
Oh man, I laughed right in his face and I said, "For you, that is a great shoe." It was really funny. It was so stupid though.
Yeah.
It was a classic Hayes Panama Slim. It was a classic that. I was like, I mean, for you, that's great, but it's the exact same shoe you just had on yesterday, just with one other color. Oh, that's great. All right, keep going. It was Crocs on clouds. Oh, what are your thoughts about fur on shoes?
Not a fan. I'll go right away. So again, very limited experience with this whole thing. Right now, my top 2 fabrics, leather and cracked suede. The Palominos are cracked suede, and I like it. And so again, I know I have limited knowledge so far, but those are my 2 favorite. Fur, not a fan of. They do a bunch of crazy stuff. Not a fan of anything super crazy. I'm just probably a traditionalist. You know what I mean? Keep it simple and let the shoe speak for itself. Yeah.
Okay. Your dad is a pastor. So is your dad a preachers on sneakers kind of guy? Is he swagged out?
We're getting him there. He's not Gucci. No, me and my brother are getting him there piece by piece. He recently, what pair of shoes does he have? I think he got a pair of Air Maxes, I think is what it was.
Does he wear it in the pulpit when he's baptized?
Not in the pulpit. We need to get him to. We need to get him to.
Shame.
Now my mom has she's got good shoe game. She's got Maxes. She's got like Blazer lows. Maybe a pair of Dunks. I'm not sure about that 100%. So she's got the shoe game.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a teacher, and so she's in front of kids, the middle school kids, and so they educate her. My brother educates her, so she's got a lot of like input into what to wear and what's hip and that kind of thing. Yeah,
good for her. She's trying to connect with her fan base.
Trying to. Yep.
Well, it's a shame your dad hasn't.
Again, he's a big camo croc guy, and he wears it in public and with just about anything.
That's a shame. That part of it is a shame. I really like your dad, but that's embarrassing. I figured at this point, at 43 years old, he should have more standards for himself. Let me ask you this: as far as you're aware, when he is baptizing someone, is he in the baptistry in the Crocs, or does he go barefoot?
So the way we do it at our church is he actually only wears boxers.
He's got waiter. Oh, then that's a big check mark.
Yeah.
He wears just boxers, no waders.
Nothing, no shirt either. I mean, it's just
no shirt.
It's just almost entirely in the nude, and then how God intended.
God intended it to be done in the nude? Well, I know for dang sure my dad had clothes on when he baptized me in that creek. It was Camp Maribah.
No, I'm kidding. He of course he wears clothes. We're not barbarians or anything.
So are you saying that when you are baptized, it's necessary for your salvation?
I'm not saying any of this. You're not going to make me do this.
So what you are alluding to is that it is necessary for your salvation for the baptizer, if you will, to have clothes on? Is that what you're alluding to?
So you're asking me if it's necessary for them to be clothed?
No, for the baptizer. If he's naked, it wouldn't count. It wouldn't take. You'd have to do it later.
Oh, I think it would take, but I don't think I don't think there's a discrepancy. I think it's probably okay regardless.
So nude or clothed baptism is okay.
I feel like we're going down the wrong path.
This is just taking such a turn.
It's your fault. That's your fault.
We went from Crocs to nude baptisms.
All right, let's move on. Fur on shoes. What's your favorite shoe?
Dad.
Like, not shoes that you own. I'm talking about like favorite shoe so far that you know of.
Man, I mean, that's tough. The Jordan ones are just a classic. You know what I mean? And it's a classic shoe, and it's hard to beat. I feel like it's hard to beat. I would say, at least when it comes to Jordans, it's Jordan 1 and then Jordan 3, and then maybe the rest fall out. Maybe the 4 after the 3 is kind of my ranking. I got educated on Spizikes, wasn't super knowledgeable on that. And I just didn't know that it was like frowned upon in the sneaker culture, right? So then I was excited because I had Houston Oilers Spizikes, and I got shot down very quickly. So that's certainly not there. I'm trying to think.
I think it depends on where you're from too, though. Spizikes, like.
What do you mean by that, Mason? This is new information.
The guy I work with is from Miami, and he always talks about like when the Spizikes first came out, they were popping down there in South Florida. I don't know where he's coming from, but yeah, and
wow.
And also I know
it took me by surprise.
Wow. I know a guy in Mississippi, huge Spizike guy. Like you would have thought it was a grail, and he could go and get
maybe
him
it's like
Payless.
Miami and then like rural areas.
Okay.
Seems like a rural shoe.
Yeah,
now, Hayes, you have the crepe. What are they? The crepe hemps or whatever they're called?
Golly, dude, you did your research. This is like a Nardwuar interview. I mean, I feel like you read all the paper.
We just talked about it.
Yeah,
we
did just talk about that. Also, your boy up here has the crepe hemps. We were big fans of that.
And before I was even interested in shoes, I mean, like last year, I was interested in getting those, but my brother said they look gay, so I didn't get them, and that's where we're at now.
Did he say that just like that? Your dad's a pastor.
He said, Rylan, those look gay, and so then that's where it stopped.
Oh, so do you not think gay people go to heaven?
Well, this is getting.
All right, let's move on. All right, so what do you think about?
This is not where I thought this interview was going to go.
What do you think about
Man,
Palestine? Hamas. What do you think about fake shoes?
where did that come from? Fake shoes.
I'm trying to just get us off the topic and say something else that's controversial to move us on.
You did it.
I know I did. Don't kill me, because if you are Muslim, anyway. What do you think about fake shoes?
I think they're for a subsect of people. I think that certain people that maybe they want to look the part, but they can't afford the part. So I'm for everyone. You know what I mean? Some people can't afford it. And so the fake shoes. Now, who was it that was looking at that really sketchy website that they tried to buy this shoe with the star swoosh, and then it was fake, and so then they put in return.
Yeah,
who was
that?
Dan. Was that Landon? Oh, Dan. Dan. Yeah. So I don't if it's something like that, that's stupid. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a waste of money to me. I mean, did he really think he was going to get those? Did he not think that was a scam? You know what I mean? I mean, that's just common sense, people. But here we are.
But listen, Fry Guy, you're a young guy. This is your first job out of college. Fair, right?
Fair. Yeah, accurate.
I mean, it's not like you have a ton of money to spend on a $400 pair of shoes. True. So why wouldn't you just go get some fake ones?
Well, here's the deal. I'm still single. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of expenses. I've got money. I might as well spend it while I'm the only one in control of it. And that's kind of where I'm at. You know what I mean? Pretty soon, come July, I'm not going to have access to this anymore. And I'm probably going to be more restricted. And I'm sure you guys probably experienced that. You know what I mean? You have to take care of family, and you've got a wife that has some say, or what say you allow her to have, right? Because that's how we operate. And so...
Is she one of the 5 listeners tonight?
No, that's why I can speak freely.
Don't ever say that, Fry Guy. Don't you ever say that. I led with.
So you can, based off of what you said today, Panama Slim. But you can say what you said tonight, but I can't say that.
Oh, I can say whatever the heck I want to say. Okay, you're not there yet. I'm your father. I basically birthed you. That's not true, Dad. Dad, that is not. I'm kidding. All of this is a joke.
No, fake shoes. They're for a group of people. They're not for me. Let's just leave it at that. Probably.
Okay, that's good.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's really good. Mason, any other questions you have?
No, none off the top of my head.
Do you need to poop or anything? Or
he's been pooping. That's what he mutes himself every few minutes.
I've held it together through the podcast. Actually, I think we're coming up on like the 20, maybe 30 hour mark. So we don't have much left.
Okay. Hey, Fry Guy, will you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, mute your mic. Hey, let's have a huddle real quick, Mason. I mean, what are you thinking so far about this guy?
I don't know. I feel like you might have asked some unfair questions.
Like what?
But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and just say that was to try to throw him off his game. But I think he responded pretty well to that. Him muted doesn't mean he can't hear us, right?
Yeah, shut up. What do you mean by asked him unfair questions? What question was unfair?
Specifically, I think when you asked, "Oh, so you don't think gay people will go to heaven?"
Oh,
that felt a little pointed, and maybe a bit unfair.
Okay, well, let's put that aside. So outside of that one question, what else do you think about? About this whole conversation.
His background. I think.
You mean like that he's tall?
No, his general sneaker background. He's young enough where he's coachable in the game.
He seems very coachable.
He doesn't pretend like he knows everything. I'm trying to think. I feel like he's at the same time he's already established and he'll take our advice, but it's not like whatever we say, he's not just going to bend over backwards and think automatically like, oh, well, then that's cool. He's got his own opinion. I think that's what matters.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
What do you think?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't disagree. What do you? I feel like a big negative is he looks like freaking Harry Potter, except 6'7". What do you think about that? I feel like the Sorting Hat just said Gryffindor, and he went into Gryffindor. But he should probably be Hufflepuff because I don't think he's quite worthy of Gryffindor. That's
I've never read or seen any Harry Potter book or movie, so
they made a movie out of the book.
I just said I've never read any of the books, and I've never seen any of the movies.
Okay.
What didn't you get about that?
Did you listen to audiobook or anything? You don't know anything about Harry Potter?
No, that's witchcraft.
Have you ever
if you're
seen
a Christian, you'd never even.
Have you ever seen Star Wars?
Yes.
But you've never seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
That's pathetic. How is Star Wars any different than Harry Potter? That's witchcraft, basically. The Force, dude. That's
that
witchcraft.
Was a total. Yes, that's fine. But no, I've never seen
That's
Harry Potter.
Fine.
I don't really have a desire to. It's not because of witchcraft. That was just my excuse. I was just trying to be you, and it didn't work.
Hey, Mason, do you believe in Santa Claus?
And that's a multi-layered question.
Well, no. Oh, but Harry Potter's not? Okay, listen to this. Are you going to teach your young, impressionable child that Santa Claus is real?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a damn shame.
I could go
Fry Guy,
either way.
Unmute, Fry Guy.
I'm here.
What are your thoughts on Santa Claus? You have a young little kid in your house. What do you think about that?
I think that what I don't bring up is up to the interpretation of the child. If they think Santa Claus is real and it's not talked about, that's great. If they are played it up at school and they see it around and they just think that, okay, this is a guy that comes into my house and sneaks in and abuses animals flying through the sky and puts elves through hard, intensive labor.
Horrible to say.
Right. If that's what they believe is real, that's what they believe is real. And that's kind of where I land on that.
So in the same way, is that what you would say about a boy who wants to play girl sports? I want you to mute your mic right now. Mute it right now. Mute it right now. Yeah. What do you think about that, Mason? A little boy that thinks he's a girl?
I'm confused how that related to Santa Claus.
He made it relate to that. When that comment he just made us connect all the dots back. What do you? Okay, let's start up from scratch. I'm sorry, we're getting too far down the weeds.
Yeah.
If you were going to give this person a grade, like he's not listening to this, he's not he's not watching this. I mean, it's hard to not give it an A+. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna kid around and give him an F and be real critical.
A+ is pretty strong. You don't think there's anywhere he could improve?
I mean, I'd like to chime in here.
I want you to shut your mouth. You mute your freaking mic right now.
Sorry.
Where he can improve, Mason, where we need the most help is our social media presence, and we don't have it. I mean, we suck at it. We don't like it. I don't give a crap about anybody's opinion. We need that help, and the fact that he's so deficient in that, in fact, I would say he's worse than us. He doesn't even know what TikTok is. He called it Tic Tac. I heard him yesterday. He was like, "Oh, you want me to follow here? Hey, check out this Tic Tac." I was like, "What the heck is a Tic Tac?" Oh, that bothered me a lot. He wanted us to try to put this podcast on LinkedIn. Who the heck that has a LinkedIn is listening to this podcast? Nobody I know of. I mean, that bothers me.
LinkedIn have podcasts?
I don't know. I'm just making this up.
I didn't know you were.
What do you think? Like, he's a pretty strong candidate, and I don't.
Yeah, I would say A-.
A-. Okay. Do you think we should just give him the job since he's already on the podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's just give him the job. Okay, unmute, Fry Guy. Unmute your freaking microphone. I'm not going to say it again if you want the job. Okay,
Wait,
Fry
were you
Guy.
talking to me? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
Mason, I will speak for us both I'll speak for all four of us when I say, Fry Guy, you are a solid candidate. There's definitely some room for improvement, but we would like you to just go ahead and offer you the role of intern for the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Would you like to move forward, or do you want to give it a little bit of thought?
I'm just a little bit curious on what all this role will entail. The job description wasn't super clear, and I think I'm interested in moving forward. I would like to hear a little bit about what this means for me.
Mason?
Oh, okay. Well, generally in the past, well, I guess with our most recent intern, all the job entailed was if we needed somebody to stand in last minute, that we would call on you for that.
Okay, that's great. So I'm a flex.
In addition,
I'm basically like a flex.
Yeah, but I think going forward we have to transform and we have to get better for our interns as well. So maybe a few projects like special based projects.
Okay.
On the bright side with that, you will be making as much money from this podcast as we do. Actually,
that's
more
awesome.
because we have to pay to do this. So
okay,
you'll be making more than us, which is pretty special for an intern program.
Right. Wow. I feel honored.
Am I missing anything, Hayes?
No, I'll give you an occasional T-shirt just to make you feel better about yourself.
That's not true.
I won't believe it until I see it.
I'm going to bring you one tomorrow. I'll see you in the morning, and it's going to be sick. I got
Still Dripping T-shirt.
No, not that, not merch yet. You can help us with that.
That's a good idea.
Fry Guy, you could help us with that. Okay. I think a big deficiency here is social media. We really need the help because we don't want to do it. If you have any advice, we're willing to accept your advice because you're a lot younger than me and you seem to care.
Okay.
More than me. Not as much as Mason. Mason really, really cares. He's our Shrek. So at this point, what I'm suggesting, what I'm suggesting is he is Shrek, I'm Donkey, and you're not Fiona. No, you're not Farquaad. You're
the gingerbread man.
You're probably the gingerbread man because we already have a Puss in Boots, and we have a dragon, right? We got a dragon. That's what you would be. You'd be more like the gingerbread man, right? You're good for. You're welcome to be on as much of these as you want.
That's what I was going to ask. I feel like this interview process has been great. At the end of the day, we don't know what kind of takes I'm going to have, right? I haven't had a what's in the box or top 5, so we have no clue what this is going to look like, and I may not be someone you want on. So I would say that probably needs to happen. What are you laughing at, Panama Slim?
Because the other people that have been interns didn't know crap that you know way.
Well, I'm just saying, I think that would be probably like at some point down the road, we probably need that trial run to see if that would make sense as well. Sounds like on a relational level, it checks out, but I know logistics need to check out at the same time.
That's fair. You're not going to be at the live event, though. It's a big X. Like that's a massive X. I mean,
I thought about. Well, and I thought about flying back for the day and then flying out after, but
Well, your dad's probably rich, and so maybe we should just have your dad pay for it.
I think that's probably smart. If Santa Claus was real, I bet he'd give me tickets.
That's a big if.
No, if I'm on the nice list and that's what I asked for, if I sit on his lap and that's what I asked for, you'll probably give it to me.
Okay. Will you accept the job of our intern?
Yeah. I'll accept it. I feel very honored and considered.
Will you put in some clapping?
Last question. It's not. No, I can't do that. Hey.
Do you know anything about technology, Fry Guy? Do you know anything better than this guy?
I can operate Salesforce. Does that work?
That doesn't help us at all. You need to know basic. You need to know pluses and minuses. You need to know basic coding skills. I need you to at least have a A++. I think that's what that's called. Design degree when we're done.
Okay, I can do it. I'm committed to the Still Dripping Army, and what I need to do to serve the tribe is what I'll do.
Wow, that's
Thank you.
admirable.
Thank you.
All right, you said you would like to get on a future episode and explore some takes with us, but I have one that I could not go a whole episode without saying.
Oh. So we get a little trial run right here.
We'll get a trial run because I have a little bit of thoughts on this, but I'll let you guys go first. Jerry Lorenzo, Fear of God designer, now with Adidas basketball specifically, said last week. So Hayes, it's been what, 2 years that he signed with Adidas, 3 years, and we haven't gotten a shoe until this basketball shoe that we've seen.
Wow.
And he had a quote this past week that he says this: after all the rounds we went through just to get here, it should probably be like $1,000, but it's not. The shoe is $400, so it's not cheap.
Wow.
But him saying it should be $1,000. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
They better be shoes that make me jump twice my vertical for $400. That ought to be worth $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Hayes, any thoughts?
He is perfect for this job. The funny thing about Jerry Lorenzen is that, did you know, I just learned this, he's got 3 stripe tattoos.
You butcher his name every time.
Yes, I always do.
That,
he's got 3 stripe tattoos on his neck that goes like all the way down his back. That's a messed up sell your soul to the devil type.
He has said that that's for the Trinity.
Is that what he said? Because it sure looks like an Adidas logo, which is German.
It does look like an Adidas
logo. Full circle.
But, yeah, I agree.
I don't have a hot take on that. I like Jeremy Lorenzo, and generally his stuff he puts out is pretty dope.
I agree, and I think these shoes are dope. I don't think they're worth.
I think they are as well.
I would not pay $400 for these shoes.
Heck no. Can you show Rylan?
Are we gonna see?
Can you show Fry Guy a quick pic?
No, I can't share on here.
Fry Guy, I said it.
All right, here. See, and this is what we're gonna do a trial run on what I typically do. So you guys will mention the shoe again.
This is the.
Hold up, I'm pulling it up. This is
Fear of God Athletics Basketball 1. That's a long name. Fear of God Athletics Basketball 1.
Just Google it.
So this is what I do. And so then as I'm typing this in, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are these going to look like? And then by this time, you guys would have already mentioned $400, want to be $1,000. So like my anticipation is built before I ever even get to this shoe. And then I get to it and I look at it and it looks like a piece of crap. I mean,
you don't like it?
It doesn't look good to me. Am I looking at the right one?
Dope. Probably. Show it. Bad radio, but.
This is what I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wait. But you also have to have the context of every. There's a lot of context around this shoe.
Yeah,
I'm seeing this through the lens of an on-court shoe, and it doesn't look like a shoe I'd want to wear to play.
Unless you think of it in the terms of this is innovative. This is the next cycle. Like everybody thought that about the Jordan 11 that had patent leather on it. They're like, oh, why they put a woman's shoe on a blah 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 blah, and it changed the game. So, but you got to think outside the box, Fry Guy. It's not
That's
just
fair.
as simple.
These shoes aren't for me. Okay, and these aren't shoes that I would play.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say. Okay.
I currently, and this may be a hot take, I play in the Bugs Bunny, Martian Manhunter, LeBron 18 shoes. And that's what I play in, and that's what I played in since I got them. And that's what I'm happy with. I mean, and these shoes are wildly different than what I currently play in.
Did they make those shoes in China? Yes or no?
Shoes?
No, the LeBrons.
They probably did.
Oh, that's a dang shame because you're fired. You're out of it. You're done.
Shut up. All right, I've just got to share my thoughts on this quote specifically. Not necessarily the shoes, but
the quote of it's supposed to be $1,000.
Yeah, after all the rounds we went to get here. So when you mess up, I should be paying you for that.
Right? How is that the consumer's fault?
Yeah, like I don't care how many rounds you went. It's still like not $1,000 shoe.
I wouldn't pay
$400 shoe.
I wouldn't pay $200 for these shoes.
I mean, yeah,
for a guy,
200 would be a decent limit, but
I'm seeing them resell on StockX 283, GOAT 296. So I'm assuming they're I mean, that doesn't sound like it's got very much positive upside.
Wow, Fry Guy. Listen, I got one more question, then we're going to let you go. Fry Guy, what do you think about these? I'm going to just read it as it is. Happy 99, Reebok Instapunk Fury Purple Vibe. What do you think about this shoe?
Now that's a shoe. That's a shoe I could play in right there. That is no, I'm kidding. That shoe looks like probably what the inside of Mason's toilet looks like tonight. I mean, it's
Fry Guy is. You got the stamp of approval for me, buddy. Look, we're going to force Dan and Landon to go back to listen to this. I'll force them.
Any feedback is accepted. Again, I know I'm new to this thing. Any kind of feedback is welcome.
All right. Well, go back to the rest of your night, buddy. It's 10:40.
We
just hit an hour. We did this for a whole hour.
There we go. It was a piece of cake.
When you come on here again, we're just going to be hanging out with our homies, and it's going to be every week.
Let's do it. And I'll start. Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what was missing tonight. So, in the meantime, I'll start doing some research into some social media things, see what we can come up with, and we can go from there. How about that? Does that sound good? A good takeaway?
Wonderful.
Tomorrow morning, you'll have a shiny new shirt at your desk.
Okay.
It won't be new, but I mean, you know what I mean. It'll be dope.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Do you freestyle?
Oh gosh, no.
Oh.
Hayes?
Oh. I got the pig skin. I got pigs. I don't eat pigs because I'm a Jew. I love Jews. I love them a lot. I wear a yarmulke and I wear it a lot. I wear it out to the grocery store, out to the restaurant. I'm always wearing my yarmulkes because I don't front. Call me a Star of David, a Star of David, a Star of Yar Yagid. Biggity back. I got the really, really kosher stuff. I got kosher pickles. I got chauffeur Dickles, John Dickles, Pickle. I only eat pickles that are kosher. I only eat stuff that's kosher. I don't eat no pig, but I love some barbecue. Barbecue not in the term of like it being pig, but just being stuff that you make on a fire. I love fire. I like burning down stuff. Fire, wood, fire, bud, hood, good. I'm crud. Lickety lap.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Sorry, guy, you got to learn how to rap like that.